Dude, I was thinking of something yesterday and I want to share it with you.
Okay.
This is not what I was just talking about, but I remembered it.
Wait, hold on. I'm Erin.
Oh, I'm Nicole.
This is Dude That's Fucked Up, if you're just joining us for the first time.
Welcome. I was thinking, what if we changed all the state names to start with a J? And it'd be like Jalabama, Jalaska, Jarizona, Jarkansaw, Jalifornia, Jolorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Florida.
You could do it like a French kind of J.
Georgia doesn't change. That's the only one.
Mm-hmm. That'd be a good Duggar name, though.
Yeah. Florida?
Georgia with the J. Oh, man. If you guys haven't listened to the last episode, I highly recommend stopping and doing that right now, because we're going to put a period on the end of some of the stuff that we talked about in the last episode real quick.
Yeah.
We talked about the quiverful movement last episode, and like all the shit that goes along with it, the Duggards, the fucking crazy homeschooling, and we had a couple people reach out to us that were actual members of this church, and we want to give them a shout out, and just kind of go back over just a couple things we either didn't know about or did talk about but had to edit out for time that we want to definitely talk about real quick right now.
Yeah, I think there's so much to cover. We recorded like 2 hours twice, by the way.
Yeah.
So there was so much that we covered that we couldn't fit in the episode, and also this is a comedy podcast mostly. So we want to
at least we think it is.
Well, we think
we're funny.
I mean, that's the point. Whether or not we like achieve that goal every time is to be determined. But TBD. So TBD. So some of this stuff does get pretty heavy, and we still want to make sure we cover it. But also, sometimes it's just basically what we cut out is us ranting a lot about how fucked up stuff is, and just like droning on for too long. And so we try and keep it a little towards the lighter end of things. But this topic is very heavy, and especially now that like we've had a few people reach out and just kind of talk to us about it, we wanted to make sure we just like covered off on all the bases and maybe mentioned a few things that we had to edit for time or that we didn't know about. Yeah. We want to do it justice.
Definitely. This is super important to know this stuff, because it is kind of underground, and it is a straight up cult. And when somebody tells you, oh, I grew up in a cult, take them fucking seriously, because they could be this one. Yeah. And like believe them when they say this shit is real and it's happening. So I talked to Susanna, who she was awesome and like gave me some really good information about, because at one point we say this is like these women and children are living in the Handmaid's Tale. Under this like religion, and she's like, oh no, it is legit, like it's not, people are dying, actually people are suffering in that same way, and really 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 oppressed in that same kind of way. So she told me about sorry, go ahead.
Oh, well, I was going to say we also have to be careful about these things, because we were mentioning the Duggars a lot, and there is like a spectrum, I guess, where so I think we also had to be careful and cover our buns a little bit when it came to being like, oh, we didn't want to like say that the Duggars do this or treat their family members and are this severe when we don't really know.
Right.
So It's hard to, we don't want to be like, I don't know, libelous.
Yeah,
or
we don't want to. We don't want
slanderous.
to.
I don't know which one, but
We don't want to paint everybody with a broad brush either. But
yeah,
like maybe there are some more benign forms of this happening, but in reality, we were told by people who are in this cult that it is actually way worse than some of the stuff we were talking about. Susanna was telling me about a girl named Jenny Sutter. Sutter, I think is how you pronounce it. It's Sooter, who was a normal teenager and was like probably rebelling a little bit. I don't even know that she was a teenager at the time this happened, but she basically was murdered by her mother because she wanted to leave the church, and then her mother shot her and then committed suicide. So fucking shit. Yeah. Is really, really insane, really intense.
I mean, that's also just like an imbalance on the mom's part.
Oh yeah. I mean,
they're fueled by this like
absolutely
religion, you know.
Yeah. So, and then the dad,
what really bothers me is that he probably had a lot to do with where the mom's like mental state was at. Since he was a pastor and he had a lot of power probably in their community, and she probably felt really guilty, and then when the daughter wanted to leave, like it all just compounded, and what a fucking dick.
Yeah, he basically and then he went on to go run for state rep or Senate, I should say, not rep. And he basically said that because of this, he said it was the most devastating thing in my life. It's a case of I want to help people, and this is a way of helping people at a bigger level. Fuck that. He basically blamed this on his daughter, who is struggling and suffering from depression. It's kind of what it sounds like.
Well, he would blame it on someone else because it doesn't fit the narrative. So it's like that's what all this shit is about. Like
he said eventually his wife also began suffering from depression, partially caused by the strain of dealing with their daughter's troubles. So fuck that guy. Yeah. So anyway,
she just wanted to be a normal kid. The other thing I think we left out, we edited it out, was that there is like a big push for a lot of these men in this religion to be in politics, because not only are you supposed to have a child army, you're supposed to spread this religion to as many people as you can. And what helps that is obviously a TV show, but on a more grassroots level, getting involved in local politics. So that is something that is a big push. Jim Bob Duggar was involved in politics for a while because it helps them have a platform and a voice, and they get to spread this bullshit to as many people as they can. So
yeah, and I think people who look at the Duggars just think they're like a normal conservative Christian family, but they're not.
No.
They subscribe to actually pretty intense religious values that are not necessarily benign.
Is TLC owned by like any like fundamentalists in any way? We should maybe look into that, because now I'm thinking like the Scripps Network owns Food Network, and I think a few other channels, and they're like super Christian. So
interestingly enough, Discovery announced it would acquire Scripps Network Interactive.
Yeah, so they must
just recently, like on July 31st.
Yeah, so they must there must be some weird like Christian alliance type thing. Mm-hmm. Because I mean, you could see it on the surface. It's like family values and, you know, quote unquote wholesome programming, kind of, for the most part, I guess.
Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? I don't know. Ugh. I fucking hate that channel. It's garbage.
We should do it. We should really do an episode on that.
Yeah.
Since we hate it so much.
I know. Yeah, we should.
And then there's the homeschool aspect, which of course we talked a lot about, but the homeschooling itself, like while it can be done well by people who pay attention to, like, I don't know, who like it needs to be done for certain reasons for some kids, and totally respect that. But the way that these people use homeschooling is for indoctrinating. And so the laws around homeschooling are pretty fucked up. I learned from both Susanna and another girl, Sophie, who I had a awesome conversation with, who is also in this cult, and they both wanted us to know that the homeschooling aspect of it is intense, because there's something called the Homeschool Legal Defense Association, which lobbies heavily against regulation of homeschooling. So they have lawyers that defend, like, really awful abusive parents in court when this shit happens, and they teach their members how to avoid child abuse investigations. So it's fucked. There's a couple good resources that they shared with me, hsinvisibleChildren.org, for more information about the homeschooling horror stories. And it's very, very intense stuff. So crazy, crazy stories about abuse. So don't read about it or don't go to that website if you're having a hard time, and that's a trigger warning for people who have suffered abuse in any way. Some of these stories are horrifying. And then one last thing for me, Sophie was telling me, because I asked her, I have so many questions, but I also, like, want to be respectful of the fact that it's, like, probably very re-traumatizing to kind of get into some of this stuff. But
yeah.
I asked her if she thinks that the church is growing or if it's dwindling, and she thinks the numbers might be dwindling, but that's only because maybe, like, people are finding out about this, and it's like that whole thing of, like, rebranding when shit gets terrible. So people are basically leaving this kind of branch of the cult, but they're joining other fucked up shit. So in place of it. So similar, they're joining other cults with similar principles, just different names.
It is really sad to, like, hear about all these things and realize that people have this sort of childhood, or I don't know, are voluntarily, like, ending up in this religion, like some of the women we read about last week who eventually got out. But it's like, you never see how deep and seedy it is. No one's gonna tell you, like, yeah, join this religion, we abuse our children.
Yeah, exactly.
We're really awful to them, so, like, you'll really love it. Like, what? No, you'd be like, that's weird. But once you've been brainwashed to, like, a certain point, then it's, like, easier to say, oh, your kids aren't behaving, doing just this, like, minorly, like, abusive thing. Try this hardcore abusive thing. It's like, oh, okay.
And they're really like, I know it sounds harsh at first, but
it's not as hurtful for them as it is for you.
Right. Yeah. Fuck off. But yeah, I just wanted to say thanks again to Susanna and Sophie. You guys are so fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I'm, like, choked up.
Yeah, awesome that you guys got out and are living your life in the moment and in the present. And I love when we asked if we could share Susanna's, like, name on the podcast, and she was like, oh, go for it. Like, I'm on the local news all the time. Like, anytime this pops up, I'm, like, an advocate for the children and, like, you know, how fucked up it is. So that's so rad. Like, oh
yeah, amazing.
That is not fucked up.
That's not fucked up.
It's fucking awesome.
It's so awesome. Yeah. Oh man, you guys, thank you so much. And just wanted to, like, make that addendum to the last episode. So if you haven't listened to it, definitely jump into that shit. And yeah,
unless you think now we're gonna cover, like, a whole fucking second topic, we're not. This is our first mini-sode.
Yeah,
we've been kind of toying with the idea of creatures from down under, critters from down under.
Yeah.
Horrifying creatures from down under.
I like critters.
Creators from. How would you say that in an Australian?
Critters.
Critters from down under.
Critters from down under. Oh my God. I have some Australian friends in DC, and I have some pretty funny stories, and they're also going to hate me. Yeah. But
for that accent, for that botched accent. Yeah. We're not going to read this story in an Australian accent, but it is from a coworker of mine that's from Australia, like born and raised there. And so we had been talking about like this Critters episode from Down Under, and I was like, I'll reach out to my friend who is from Australia, and maybe she has like some fun words, like curse words that are Australian slang that we could like tie in or something. And so I reached out, and she's like, I actually have a story I can send you, and it is fucking horrifying.
Holy shit.
And it just has to do with an animal, or a reptile, I guess. A reptile's an animal. And it's really gross. And it's a long email, so we're like, let's make a mini-sode of this because it has actual chapters in it. But it's really good. Yeah, it's really good, and maybe one day we'll do a longer episode that's like on more creatures. But
yes, a creature feature, if you will.
Yeah, featured creatures. But yeah, so let's just read this email, I guess.
All right, let's get into it.
Cool. So this is from Asha, and she was my coworker before I quit my job. She's really funny, and she actually listens to the podcast, which is cute.
Hi, Asha.
Hi, Asha. I know you miss me, girl. Because who's gonna tell dick jokes at work now? Nobody.
HR is breathing a huge sigh of relief.
I'd be fired by now if I hadn't quit. So, okay. I'm just gonna read it.
Just get in there.
I thought you might enjoy hearing this story, which still gives me the odd random shiver and nightmare 7 years on for occurrence.
Oh my God.
Not only myself, but the 4 others involved too. So this was like a group thing. I had been in.
It sounds like the beginning of a horror story. Like
it is.
It sounds like Stephen King's It.
Well, it is a horror story.
Okay,
so she goes on. I had been in a relationship for roughly 5 years, living together with my boyfriend for the last year of that. He was a reptile lover of all sorts. So, of course, he had a snake. I have no idea what kind of snake, but it was big enough. A good meter and a half in length, living in our lounge room. I don't know how big a meter or a meter and a half is, first of all, and what's a lounge room? I'm guessing living room?
I don't know, and I don't know.
I don't know.
I think a meter's close to what, like 3 feet long?
That's a yard.
Oh, shit. I don't fucking know, dude.
Fucking metric system.
Why? I know I learned it so many times, but we didn't like learn it.
We learned it, but we never put it into practice. That's the problem.
Right.
So I learned it at some point, but this is America, so fuck you. Now, I would like to set the tone here before I tell the story so you don't think I'm in any way, shape, or form into animal cruelty. I was petrified of that goddamn snake the 2 to 3 years he had it. I could probably count on the hand... Wait, sorry. He had it. I could probably count on one hand the amount of times I actually touched the snake, all of course whilst he was holding it. I also asked for it to also be locked up whilst I was home. He would sometimes nap with it in his bed with him. Like, honestly, what kind of human does that?
Oh, man.
She wrote that.
This is not. He's doing it wrong.
Yeah, she wrote that, but also, what kind of human does that?
Yeah.
I'm going to back her up on that.
Yeah, same.
So whilst going through this, please understand from my standpoint, there was a lot of naivete. I didn't want or know anything about a snake. Okay, so she's setting the tone that maybe she didn't really know about snakes, but she didn't like it either and didn't want anything to do with it.
Yeah.
That's fair.
That's way fair.
Chapter 1. When we broke up, he moved out, but kept the snake in the apartment for God knows what reason. That's rude.
That is rude, knowing that she doesn't like it and just being like, bye.
Well, like your underwear aren't even here, but your fucking snake is. Get out.
It's his fault. Like,
I would have let it loose the first day. I would have been like, come pick up your snake or it's going to live outside.
Yeah, totally.
Okay. No offense to her, but also I maybe wouldn't have touched it. So who knows? I don't know what I would have done.
Or I would have just called like an animal shelter or animal control or like an animal shelter to come pick it up. I'm not dealing with this bullshit.
I would have sold it on Craigslist to some weirdo.
Oh my God.
Snake for sale.
We got a snake here.
Come get your snake.
I'm gonna let it loose in the yard if you don't come pick it up. Maybe that's like more New Zealand. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah. Okay, so it had been about 2 months since he had been over, so he called me one day begging for me to feed the snake. There was no way in hell I was going to go and get a live mouse, lift up the lid on the cabinet, and drop it in for the snake when I had no idea how it would react after not being touched for 2 months. like it's frigid.
Oh my God.
Like it's all, hey girl.
It didn't get fed for I don't know anything about snakes. How long do they go? They only get fed like every so often, right?
Yeah, I don't think like that frequently. But it must have needed to be fed if the guy called and begged.
Oh my God. How about, motherfucker, you just come get your goddamn snake?
Yeah, you come and feed it, you shit skid.
Yeah.
What an idiot. Okay.
Oh my God.
So she refused because she was like, I don't know what the fuck this snake's gonna do. It might like need a hug. And she's like, no thanks.
Also, who the fuck has like mice lying around?
Well, you gotta go to the pet shop.
You gotta go to the pet shop and get that. I ain't gonna go to the motherfucking pet shop. I like little mice.
I know.
Feed him.
Well, that's what she said. She's like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
He begged that I at least give him water. I had also always heard of snakes going into hibernation, so I really didn't understand why he was putting so much pressure on me. I thought the snake would be fine for a good 6 months before needing food.
I don't know, man. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
6 months.
Seems like a long time.
Bears don't even hibernate that long. She didn't know, though. She didn't know.
She didn't know, yeah.
Also, she didn't need to know. It wasn't her fucking pet snake. This douche canoe should have gotten in his fucking Outback car, whatever.
His, like, Ford Fiesta or whatever the fuck. I don't know.
His safari Jeep with no doors on it.
His Range Rover from 1982.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And he should have gotten over there. Okay, so she said, he said at least give it water. So she says, I mustered up all of my courage, filled a water bottle, opened the top about a centimeter to where I had enough of a tiny gap to pour the water out as fast as I could without actually opening the lid properly. And I filled, although messy, the water up for the snake. So there must have been like a dish in there, and she like squeezed a bottle into there.
Yeah.
It was summertime in Melbourne, and honestly, I got sick of looking at the snake. So one day, I put a doona, or duvet, as you Americans call it, over the snake cabinet.
That's cute.
Why would you? I wouldn't even. First of all, it would be a doona I'd then throw away, because I would never use something I was going to use again on a snake cabinet.
Do not touch. I don't know. I don't know. That was terrible. I do not do snakes.
Yeah. I do not like this snake.
Yeah. Do not disturb. Sorry. That's the last one. I'm sorry.
Do not do any more puns. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. So another month or so had passed, and I could smell this horrific smell.
Okay.
I cleaned the fridge, emptied all the bins, etc. And I think bin is trash can.
Yeah.
Emptied all the bins, etc. and couldn't find out where it was coming from. My sister had moved in at this stage, and she too was at loss for where this gross smell was coming from. Around this time, my grandma was over visiting and asked to see the snake. Ooh.
Grandma,
get the fuck out of here. Nobody wants to see that snake.
Hey, love, let me see the little snake.
No.
No? All right.
I don't know. We're bad. Sorry.
Cut that out, please. Okay, so around this time, my grandma was over visiting and asked to see the snake. I took the doona off, and this snake started attacking the glass. I had never seen it behave like this before. It was normally quite docile, so this obviously scared me, and I put the doona straight back down to cover it. Another few weeks had passed, and the
I'm actually having like creepy crawlies right now.
Ew.
Like that. Ugh.
Yeah, it's not good, right?
No, it's scary.
I mean, this doesn't end well, you guys, but
it's a horror story.
It's a horror story, legit horrifying.
Oh my god.
Another few weeks had passed, and the smell was so absurd that I lifted up the doona again, and this time I found a limp, shriveled up, half-empty looking snake. My heart started racing. The snake was well and truly dead.
Ugh. R.I.P. Snake.
God bless.
God bless. We hate you, but like, bye.
So we're
still respect.
That's the end of chapter 1.
Okay. Chapter 2.
Yeah, we're moving into chapter 2. Is there anything you want to say about chapter 1? What do you think is coming up next?
I get it. Like, I understand her motives and like,
yeah,
and feelings and thoughts, but I just like, I also do feel a little sad for the snake.
Yeah, I feel sad for the snake, but also I think I don't know how differently I would have acted.
Also, anytime you smell a bad smell, it's not good.
Yeah, like when that smell first started, although she had kind of like forgotten about the snake, like out of sight, out of mind, maybe.
No.
But that would have been my first guess, is like, it smells in here.
First of all, I wouldn't have put the doona over it because I would need to see and keep tabs on it at all times to make sure that it's still
like if you
in
lifted
the fucking
it,
cage.
Yeah, and nothing
and
was
it's
in
like
there.
Gone.
Oh.
Yeah, and you're like, well, I'm gonna again have to burn the house down.
I wouldn't be able to sleep in that house with a snake by myself.
Oh, I can't even have my feet on the ground right now talking about this. It's freaking me the fuck out.
Well, there's no snakes in your house.
You don't know that.
I know that. I know that.
Yo, somebody, I think like a fucking snake got out of there's a zoo in DC and like animals get out of there all the time. And sometimes there was a story like a couple summers ago, fucking snakes falling out of the trees.
Oh my God. That's horrifying.
So, yeah.
Well, just don't go outside.
I know. I will just stay in here.
Okay, shall we begin chapter 2?
Let's do it.
Okay. It was a Friday night when I discovered it and had 2 friends plus my sister over, so immediate reaction was to try and get the snake out of the apartment ASAP. The snake cabinet was tall, so in order to get this snake out, we needed a stick. Not really taking any precautions at all, I suppose, one of the girls put the stick in and lifted the snake out above us. Whilst midair, the snake legitimately exploded.
Oh, no.
It's like nothing I have ever seen. Its insides and gook went everywhere for a full meter radius. Fucking meters! How many feet is that?
It's a lot, I think.
And the smell. The smell haunts me still now. She wrote. I wonder if that shit got like in her hair. Like, I wonder if it exploded like onto anyone.
It's like all the gases build up when something dies like that, and you have to be careful.
Yeah. Oh God. You can imagine we were then 5 screaming and crying girls running out of the apartment who probably looked like we'd just been involved in a murder scene of some sort. It was simply.
I mean, kind of.
Yeah.
Kind of.
I mean, murder is the case that we're giving you.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Snake murder. Oh my God.
I
mean, shit. Fucking shit.
I mean, what is it? It's snake slaughter. It's not like
it's
premeditated. It's like
it's involuntary snake slaughter.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Gross. One of the girls. Okay, so I'll go on. One of the girls' brothers came over and managed to get the rest of the snake remains from the apartment along with the tank outside. My sister and I had to stay in a hotel for 2 days because we couldn't face going back into that nightmare. I had to get not one, but 2 dry cleaners over to fix the carpet. It was so stained and disgusting.
Oh my God. It probably smelled like shit too for so long.
Oh, yeah. I don't think I've ever smelled a dead body or like.
It's not good.
Or like a rotting. No, yeah, that's what I hear.
any rotting animal.
Yeah.
It's just bad.
Oh,
it's
God.
Awful.
That brings us to the end of chapter 2. Thoughts, feelings, musings.
I'm horrified.
Yeah.
I have legit like creepy crawlies right now.
It's pretty gross. The exploding part is pretty fucking disgusting.
It's rough.
Let's get into chapter 3.
Okay.
Chapter 3. Safe to say, this well and truly broke my ex's heart. From what he's told me, my neglect was in fact the cause.
Oh, you don't say. Oh.
But I blame naivety on this neglect, and I do feel bad, but at the end of the day, it wasn't my responsibility. Ooh.
That's right.
It wasn't.
It's in your house.
Yeah.
I would have taken steps to remove it myself, because I could not deal with it.
I would have said it's on the curb, come get it.
Yeah. Or just put a free sign on it. But here's the thing. The way she's kind of describing the way this tank is that I don't think it's something you could easily move.
Right.
Out.
It's like one of those built-in aquariums in any douchey person's Malibu home.
I mean, sometimes I think boa constrictors are pretty fucking chill.
I don't know. I don't like it's not a pet to me. It's not cute or cuddly.
That's the thing.
Loving.
That needs to be in the wild, constricting things and shit. Not people, not sleeping in beds with fucking people.
Oh yeah, we got to talk about that next.
We already have dogs and cats and rabbits and cute little furry animals, and it's cool if you like reptiles too, I guess, but I don't know, man. Shit.
That's just not my thing.
It's not my thing. And if it's your thing, good for you.
Yeah, but maybe don't sleep with it. Let it out when you're awake.
If it's gonna come up and hang and chill with you voluntarily, cool.
All right, we're in chapter 3. So it broke the ex's heart. It wasn't her responsibility. Okay. She said, I do feel bad, but at the end of the day, it wasn't my responsibility. Basically, when I poured the water into the... Oh, so we're going to hear what happens now.
Okay.
This is what happened.
What had happened was...
Right. What had happened was... Basically, when I poured the water into the wooden cabinet, so much spilled over. The heat lamp was on, and obviously the Duna being on top, plus being summer, created a lot of mold within the tank. So it was like a little steam room in there. It was a little sweat sesh.
I just have a permanent Chrissy Teigen cringe face right now.
Ooh, good.
I can't do it as good as her.
No one
can see it.
Mold within a close proximity for snakes is apparently toxic from what he told me. Makes sense now. The snake had been rotting from the inside, which is why we could smell it for weeks before it had actually died. Oh, so it didn't starve to death. So
it molded to death.
It molded to death. It rotted to death.
It's the worst. That's even worse.
That's
maybe.
Worse, yeah. When I lifted the Duna to show my grandma, it was obviously not attacking the glass, but giving a last attempt to probably get out. Or let me know it was in bad shape.
Bitch, let me out!
It's moldy in here.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so her last little sign off is, moral of this story, it's now 100% a deal breaker for me if a man ever has a snake.
That's fair.
That's super fair. She says it's her, the snake. I mean, yeah.
Fair. Fucking fair.
But also, if you find out a guy is a snake, run.
Yeah, I mean, if you're into that shit.
If you're her.
Yeah.
Or me, because I don't want that shit.
I know ladies who are into snakes and stuff, and it's kind of hot, but, like, also, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if I had, like, a little, like, I would like a little one, maybe. Like a little kind of cool-looking one with some fun, like, a fun pattern on it. Like almost a fashion accessory, I guess.
Oh, because that's definitely why you should get animals.
I wear it around my arm like a living tattoo.
Like a bracelet? Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God. Asha.
Yeah.
Is that how you say her name?
Asha. Yeah.
Asha. That is some shit.
Traumatizing.
We're not judging. I mean, you made the decisions you made based on the information you had.
Yeah.
And
I don't know if I would have done things differently.
Oh man, Asha.
Yeah. Poor thing. Poor snake, but poor
Poor
her.
snake, poor Asha, poor
the boyfriend.
I kind of feel bad for the boyfriend, yeah.
I don't. Wouldn't you have tried harder to come get it? Like, I'm
Totally.
curious now what his situation was. Was he living in an apartment that didn't allow snakes? You know, like.
Yeah, I mean.
Was he living, on the street? I don't know.
He should have taken it upon himself to find a home for the snake if he couldn't deal with it himself.
Yeah.
He should never have shouldered her, knowing that she was terrified of the snake. With that responsibility and that, like, actual terror that, like, it just lives with her. And she doesn't know how to take care of it or what to do with it. Like, I don't know. He had the brunt of the responsibility. So he should have taken care of that poor little snake. But I can't believe it fucking exploded.
Oh, yeah.
That's awful. It's so awful.
I think in the Outback they call it the bloomin' onion.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
The bloomin' onion.
It's the bloomin' onions.
Oh my God. That was a great story. Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's all. I don't have anything else.
Me either. Yeah. Maybe this will be like a short-ish episode.
Yeah.
I liked it.
Hope you guys liked it. Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, join the Facebook group.
Oh, join the Facebook group. It's so fun, you guys. Oh, I want to read stuff from yesterday.
Yeah.
Should we?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. This might not be a mini-sode, you guys. So there was this article or like a video that Thrillist had posted, and it's about this cocktail.
I can't.
Let me pull this shit up.
No, you know what?
Should we not do it?
Yeah, because then people won't join the group.
Oh, okay.
If we tell them about it.
Okay. Well, okay. I'm just gonna say then. I saw a video yesterday. It doesn't matter when this happened. It'll still be in the group. Yeah. But I saw a video that Thrillist had posted about this saloon-style bar in Canada. And basically, it's really disgusting. And there's a cocktail. And I'm not going to say what the secret ingredient is. Go to the Facebook page. Go to the Facebook group. Just search "dude that's fucked up," spell it out. You'll find the secret group. We'll let you in.
It's also pinned at the top of the Facebook page.
If you're already a fan, if you already follow that, it's easy to find. But basically, we were having a lot of fun talking about how disgusting this secret ingredient and this cocktail is, and then we all pitched, like a bunch of us started pitching names for it.
It is so funny.
It was so funny. Like for 45 minutes, I was just like chatting with people.
I couldn't even keep up with it.
No.
I like saw it like after so many names had been posted, and I was crying laughing.
Oh my God, it was.
And
so
I just was like,
funny.
I can't add anything to this. It's too good.
Yeah.
So
if you
want to know,
yeah, go in there.
Know.
Yeah, it was so it was just so fun, and I feel like it there was like 5 or 6 of us in the moment, just like comment. Like I couldn't even read them and post fast enough. Like I'd post about something and there was already like 3 or 4 comments in front of it, so it wasn't even like relevant. It was so much fun. But we're
having a blast, guys.
Yeah, people are posting really fun stuff in there all the time. Someone posted an article today about like death stuff, and it's the best. It's so much fun.
Anything goes as long as you guys are nice to each other.
Yeah.
And no gore.
No gore. Yeah. Someone did post a photo of a child on a dad's shoulders at the beach that had like shit down the dad's back.
That's funny though.
Oh God, I died.
Holy shit. Oh man,
I think that's it. But
that's it.
You know what,
yeah.
Guys? Follow us on social medias.
At
DTFU Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
If you want to send us a story like the one we just read today, we would love it if you would send that to dtfupodcast@gmail.com.
Yep. And rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes if you haven't. That'd be cool.
Tell a friend.
That would be really great. Share with a friend.
Yeah.
I think that's what was so cool about Susanna kind of reaching out to us. She said that she had shared with a bunch of her friends the last episode. A quiver runs through it. What was it called?
No, I wish it was that.
Ain't no quiver wide enough. I thought that was more, that was maybe more appropriate.
Quiver runs through it.
I was trying to think of like river things that I could do a play of words on.
That's good.
Yeah, that's good. So that's about it.
Yeah, guys. Love y'all. Be excellent to each other and yourselves.
Yeah. Live for this life.
That's right.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.